Hey, what is going on everybody? Here and welcome to a new Q&A. Now before we get into the questions, I first wanted to say that if you haven't asked any questions yet and you still want to do so, then be sure to leave them in the comments down below and then I'll make sure to answer your questions in one of my future videos. So the first question comes from RetroGamer19 and he asked me, what class setup would you recommend a newcomer to use? So I would personally recommend a newcomer to use either the PW57 or the MP7 because of course the SMGs in Black Ops 2 are definitely dominant over the other guns in Black Ops 2, not because they're more powerful but mainly because that's just the way that the maps are built. Now I would personally recommend you to try out my PW57 class setup, which is the PW with the laser sight and the fast mag, perk 1 and perk 3 greed, lightweight, hardline, toughness, dexterity and extreme conditioning. If I'm not mistaken, you can unlock everything before level 13 or level 15, but I'm not entirely sure about that, but that would probably be a pretty good newcomer class setup. Anyway, the next question comes from Daryl Nannon and he asked me, what is your favorite gun attachment? So there are a couple of attachments in Black Ops 2 that I tend to use pretty often. These attachments are first off the fast mag, which is pretty much sleight of hand from the previous Call of Duties. It just allows you to reload a little bit faster. I also tend to use the quick draw handle quite a bit, which is pretty much sleight of hand pro from the previous Call of Duties. And I also tend to use the adjustable stock quite a bit, which is pretty much Stalker from Modern Warfare 3. Those are my top 3 attachments. But I also do tend to use the silencer every now and then. I do tend to use the red dot sight every now and then, the ACOG sight for that matter. But those 3 attachments, the fast mag, the quick draw handle and the adjustable stock, are probably my favorite and most used attachments in Black Ops 2. Anyway, the next question comes from Sharp Designs and he asked me, which guns in Black Ops 2 do you consider overpowered and which guns in Black Ops 2 do you think are underpowered? So there really aren't any guns in Black Ops 2 that I would consider overpowered. I mean, there are a couple of guns of course that are more powerful than other guns. If you, for an example, take the DSR-50, the DSR-50 is a lot more powerful than, let's say, the Ballista or even the SVUAS for that matter, but I still wouldn't consider the gun overpowered, or something like the MSMC is of course a lot more powerful than something like the Chicken CQB, but I still wouldn't call it overpowered. Most guns in Black Ops 2 are actually pretty balanced. All the guns in Black Ops 2 are actually pretty balanced, but I do believe that the Chicken CQB and the Vector K10 could use a buff in terms of their medium to long range damage, and I also do believe that they should buff the Executioner just a little bit. They should just increase the range a little bit, not so much the damage but mainly just the range, because the Executioner really doesn't have any range. Anyway, in this gameplay I was also rocking the Executioner without any attachments for that matter, and if you're rocking the Executioner without any attachments, this gun is just pretty much pointless. I would recommend you to either try out this gun with the long barrel, or I would recommend you to try out this gun akimbo, because if you actually use the akimbo Executioners, you're going to have a great time, because running around with those weapons is incredibly fun. I've been doing that all day, so I'll definitely recommend you to try that out as well. Anyway, the next question comes from Charlie Dove and he asked me, what is your favorite camo apart from the diamond or gold camouflage? So my favorite camouflage apart from diamond or gold has to be the Ronin camouflage. That is the camouflage that you unlock once you actually get 20 double kills after you already have 100 headshots or 251 hit kills. That is one of those camouflages that I personally really like. It is very colorful, so that's why I personally like it. It's kind of like the graffiti camouflage actually, but I just mainly like the coloring of the Ronin camouflage a little bit better than that of the graffiti camouflage. But I also really like the ghost camouflage, which is actually the camouflage that you get once you actually pre-order Call of Duty Ghosts. I personally do not have that camouflage. I haven't pre-ordered the game just yet. I probably won't be pre-ordering the game either. I will probably pre-order it just like I did last year with Black Ops 2. I will probably pre-order it about 1 month before the game actually releases. Then it will go to the midnight release, etc, etc. No life, of course. I will be no-lifing the heck out of that game next year, if I of course don't have to do any coursework for that matter, but we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, the next question comes from First Awesome First and he asked me, what button layout do you play on? Tactical or default? So I play on the tactical button layout. This means that I go prone by pressing the right thumbstick, and this also means that I knife by pressing the B button. Now this makes it pretty much impossible for me to actually panic knife because my reflexes just don't work like that, but this does mean that I can actually drop shot. Now drop shotting has been a big thing ever since Modern Warfare 2, then on to Black Ops 1 and then on to Modern Warfare 3. Not so much in Black Ops 2 though, because Treyarch actually nerfed the way that drop shotting and jump shotting works. Basically, if you drop shot in Black Ops 2 and you aim down sights while doing this, your bullet spread is going to be exactly the same as to when you're actually hip firing. So drop shotting and jump shotting isn't as effective as it used to be in the previous Call of Duties, but it still does save my ass every now and then. It still does get me a kill every now and then as as well. Anyway guys, that was it for this video. The final score was 38-2, of course playing a little bit of team deathmatch on studio. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating would as always be very much appreciated. If not, that is of course cool as well. If we could hit 200 likes again, then that would of course be insane. With that said, once again, if you haven't asked any questions yet and you still want to do so, then be sure to leave them in the comments down below, and then I'll make sure to answer your questions in one of my future videos. With that said, on the screen right now is the video that I posted earlier today, which is Black Ops 2 Live episode 15. Now this is actually a live free-for-all gameplay on Yemen using the Diamond PW57. If you haven't checked out that video yet and you are interested in checking it out, then be sure to do so. With that said, I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see some of you next time. Take it easy.